Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Self Care CEO podcast, where we trade burnout for boundaries and hustle for healing. And I know I say this every episode, but the same host here today. I am so excited for my guest today. We have Isha with Pampered Petties and More. She is introduced to some and presented to others. Isha, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
And just for a little plug, she did it. She did it.
Yes, I did.
Indeed. So, just to warm us up, how are you arriving today mentally and emotionally?
Honestly, I'm arriving as my authentic self.
Okay.
This is just me. Nothing. I'm just gonna be real. I'm battling some anxiousness, but it's okay. I have to keep reminding myself it's cool. So I'm arriving, sober. And that's a bit of a it's a bit of a challenge, but in a good way. You know what I'm saying? So, this is just it. Okay.
I love it. They're like showing up in your right mind.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started, Isha. What led you to the work you're doing now?
I have honestly been pondering it for a while. I have this little running joke. I really don't know if I can say here, but it was either
your authentic self.
I know, right? But honestly, when I sit and think about it, all jokes aside, just surviving, trying to survive, being in survival mode. Remind me of that question one more time. So
what led you to the work you're doing now?
Just surviving. I don't necessarily, when people ask that, sometimes I think it ought to be this like golden answer.
Yeah.
But, when I said I was showing up as my authentic self, I'm like, I don't know. I ask myself every day, like, what did drive me to this? Survival for one. And that's just honestly, that's honest to God's truth.
So, was there a turning point where you realized I need to do life or work differently?
Yes. I just turned 41.
Okay.
So that has kind of occurred within the last couple of years with so many changes going on. It's like, okay, I'm going this way, not physically, but hey, 41, then I want to live to be 999. So I have a long way to go. And so just, watching people get older and then, you need 401k and all this stuff that society just says that you need. And then it's like, oh my gosh, like the feeling of I haven't been kind of like, I've been kind of playing, but playing, not playing, but not really taking my business seriously because of the survival. You just kind of I just kind of got stuck in a routine. So I'm still learning. What was it again?
The turning point.
The turning point, yes. So I think it was age, just shift in mindset, spiritual growth, all of that. So I guess I'm still turning.
Your story is still building.
It is, yes.
Gotcha. So how does your story intersect with self-care, boundaries, or even faith?
Oh, how does it not, girl? That's a good question. Self-care, boundaries. I'm learning. I really don't have any self-care boundaries. I'm learning what self-care is.
Okay. What is it to you?
Right now, it's really like not doing shit. And I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to be cussing, but that was not that was my authentic self. It's like doing nothing. just kind of, it's a mix of doing nothing and trying new things to see, what do I want? What does it mean to just relax? What is self-care? You got those definitions of getting your nails done and spa day but sometimes self-care, I like to fire one up. I ain't gonna even lie. So that's self-care for me. You know what I'm saying?
And it looks different for all of us.
It really does. Okay. Now I have to be careful with that because that could be considered not one of the healthier things.
Yeah.
But I think I'm realizing myself enough now to know that, okay, the difference between, which I'm learning. I just had one of those little aha moments today. Oh, okay, you do this for this. So, but that is part of my self-care and just like doing a number of things. I joined the praise team at church. I'm a fan of just doing stuff. I mean, yeah. So I don't know how that's pertaining to self-care, but I'm trying.
What section you in? You're a soprano, alto, or tenor?
Singing in the background.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's just trying new things. So I'm still learning what self-care is.
Okay.
I've been bike riding.
Okay.
I like bike riding. I do. Just walking. I grew a couple of plants. So I'm just trying a plethora of different things, trying to figure out like what is self-care really to me, know.
And it really, everything that you name is really self-care because it's anything that adds value to you mentally, emotionally, spiritually or physically.
Yes. Oh, and I journal.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you keep adding to the list.
I know, right?
What you talking about? You don't know.
Because I mean, you wanna. For me, how my brain works, I want to just kind of like define every little thing.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm learning I can, be free to make my own definitions and do what I want to do.
And make it work for you.
Absolutely. Yes.
So with that being said, how have you navigated your mental well-being while building a mission-driven life?
I don't think I could think of is Jesus, take the wheel. I'm not. How am I navigating? I'm just right now trying to be, not, focusing on a lot of doing, and I'm sorry, you're gonna have to edit this 1,000 times. Well,
hey sis, real quick, I want to invite you into something special. I've created the Self-Care CEO Circle on Patreon. It's a private community for ambitious women like us who are building big dreams, but also learning how to protect our energy. Inside, you'll get monthly self-care prompts, live mini workshops, and tools from my RIB framework. Plus, behind-the-scenes access to a new therapy resource I created, my Therapy in a Box card decks, devotionals, and new book projects before anyone else. It's more than content. It's a circle of women who get it, who are practicing boundaries without apology, and who don't want success to mean burnout. So, if you're listening right now and thinking, that's what I need, come join us. Just head to patreon.com/selfcare CEO podcast. That's patreon.com/selfcare CEO podcast, or click the link in the show notes. I can't wait to see you inside the circle.
What was the question? But this is the real me. I forget in a heartbeat.
Okay. How have you navigated mental wellness while building your business life?
Okay. Well, they probably going to look at this and be like, she is not mentally well. And it's okay, to not be mentally well. At this moment, I'm not mentally well. But I think I do well at masking. And I am going to therapy to even try to figure out what the heck is mental wellness. You know what I'm saying? You have all these things being thrown at you.
That's true.
And sometimes it's just hard to figure out, like, what is really going on? Like, how how am I doing mentally? Some days, I'm a wreck. And then some days, it's like I have to keep pounding these affirmations and scriptures and, to try to be okay. So I'm still navigating. I'm trying to figure out, what exactly is mental wellness.
What mental wellness looks like to you. So, what makes this is a detour question.
Okay.
What makes you feel like you're not mentally well? Because you just listed so many things prior to help you feel better about yourself, to help you feel relaxed, to release anxiety. So what has you feeling like I ain't mentally well?
I think for me it's because I'm just all over the place with those things.
Oh, okay.
And I never really finish a thing.
Okay.
I'll start this, then pick this up, then do this, then do that. And, now I have an understanding that is not healthy, Now, how can I fix that? Or not necessarily fix, but okay, just taking it and then training myself to like focus, stay focused on the one thing.
Have you ever felt like your ambition was outrunning your capacity?
Yes. 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 I have. I sometimes tend to overgive and overthink, and whether it's the mental capacity, the spiritual capacity, sometimes I just don't have it to give. But going back to that, and I guess I'm using that masking. I show up every day like, hey, I got it. But then nobody sees when I get home. It's kind of like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to think. I don't want to.
Just like, leave me alone.
Yes. And not in a mean way, but it's just like, I have this thing where now I can feel my people meter going down.
Oh, okay.
So.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Yeah. And it's, I think, just trying to retrain my brain to understand that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just my body saying, okay, you know what I'm saying? Or
that's
something.
Enough for today.
Yes. Sometimes I don't listen to it. Deep down, I'm a rebel inside. So I just, Lord help. Because your body does keep the score. And I want to, I be wanting to just go against the grain. I don't know why. I think that's something I probably need to check out too. Yeah, I do.
How do you feel you define rest now versus earlier in your
journey? I think I'm learning what rest is now. Earlier, it felt like there was no rest, or I could not rest.
Yeah.
My children are grown now, so I'm really learning rest. That everybody is, entering that adulthood phase. But then that's kind of weird too, because I spent like the better part, well, not the better part, but over half of my life, like
giving to them.
Yeah, and even being married so young, and you just give, and you have to learn how to do all these things, and so there was no rest. And so now, I think to me, rest probably does look like rolling me one up, sitting on the couch, rubbing my feet together, reading a book. But I'm having that internal battle that I need to be doing something. And it's like, well, you really ain't gotta, it's okay to not to do nothing.
Seriously.
But I, also being aware that I can't stay stuck in that just not doing nothing or doing everything to where nothing even comes to fruition because you just all over the place.
Your attention is just everywhere instead of on one, completing one thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So with that being said, what signs of burnout do you look for now in your life?
Right at this current moment, I'm focusing on my time. Like if I'm kind of sitting in the days and time passes, or I feel that restless feeling, or I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm over it. Those are the kind of things. And I think even now my body is telling me to rest, because a couple of days ago I just started itching out of nowhere and hives broke out. Yeah, and I'm like, what the heck? So, but I noticed you just kind of staying cool and relaxed, and because that can come from stress too.
For real, anxiety.
Yeah. So I just look for those signs. Am I doing too much? Am I in a place where sometimes, like if I'm constantly thinking, oh, I should be doing something, what do I have to do now? What, I'm just like, okay, you may be doing too much. And I'm sure there are other signs that I have to kind of scan my body and recognize too. But again, just still learning all of it.
Mm-hmm. So can you share a time when you struggled to set boundaries?
Shit, all my life.
I had to fight.
Yeah, I'm still learning boundaries. A time that shit, I mean, like this story of my life. But I am learning. Boundaries are more so for me.
Absolutely.
And then I'm learning it ain't even the saying no part, because I'm more of probably an avoidant. Even though I ain't gonna say no, you will get the picture that I ain't gonna want to do it.
Gotcha. I'm just staying out the way.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to me, that's just been, especially in work.
Okay.
Because I think, it's supposed to be where I'm supposed to have my time, and maybe I think that whole entrepreneur thing is crazy, because like it's not as freeing as some people, say it is. Or at least to me it's not, because now I'm trying to figure out like boundaries, like with a schedule. Of course you can book me online. And now I have started being more so online because, well, now let me just be honest. Now I'm like, hey, if you call me and schedule an appointment, 99% of the time, I ain't gonna write it down. I'm gonna forget, so I just put that on out there. Okay. So I guess that's a boundary for me that I'm learning, instead of, because normally I would try to pack and crunch and fit everybody in, or I have this thing where I'm going to get all of my clients out of the way first and then schedule something for myself, and then it ends up being like nothing ever gets scheduled for myself, which is not the client's fault. That's totally me,
right.
But if I would stick to something like, hey, online or whatever, or just, try to get them in a routine, but I ain't in no routine myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's hard to. So I'm just grateful for you all for still patronizing me,
that's
because
it.
I can be a mess, and
and we love it anyhow.
Yes.
Hey CEO, quick pause. If you've been nodding along with today's episode, I want to make sure you know about the free and paid resources I've created to help you go even deeper. Whether you need help setting boundaries, managing burnout, or just taking care of you while building your brand, I've got something for you. Just go to the links in our show notes area or on our description page to check out all the journals, card decks, downloads, and digital tools designed for women like us. Because this isn't just a podcast, this is your healing toolkit. Now let's get back to the episode.
Yes. So, but yeah, that's one of my work will probably be like one of the things I'm learning with a boundary, because I kind of intertwine PPM and Isha, and now I don't know who is who. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. It seems like you shaped your identity around what you do.
Yes.
Outside of who Isha is.
Yes. So now, it's like, well, if I don't want to do nothing, Isha's still gonna be Isha.
Exactly.
And who is Isha?
We have yet to find out.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. There's multiple.
That's hilarious. Oh, Lord, I wonder which one we're talking to today. Which Isha?
Well, you kind of getting half and half, because I was really, honestly, I was really like, okay, Lord. I was so nervous about the interview, but as I open up and talk, it's okay. And like I said, I came in like 85% sober. So that's good for me. It really is, because I was like, okay, I just need to settle my nerves or whatever. But then it's like, maybe your nerves don't need to be settled. They need to know that, hey, this is who you get.
That's who you are.
Absolutely.
We get what we get.
Yes, I'm proud of myself.
It is. So I know you say you're still working on boundaries, but what's one boundary that you feel changed your life or business?
What's one boundary
that stands out that you're like, okay, with me doing that, I actually saw a difference?
Taking a day off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with clock it, okay.
Taking a day off. That hustle mentality just takes over, and I still say, and I learned this from one of the young ladies I used to work with. Don't let no money walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? And so it's that kind of hustle mentality was like, okay, well, I can, come in the morning, I can come out in the afternoon. Oh, I'm at home, but I show up. You know what I'm saying? Taking a day off has helped me tremendously. I look forward to my days off.
I know I do.
Yes, I do. I really, really do. And then sometimes, even in the days off, it's still work. Because I just kind of find myself sometimes always doing something work related. But if I want to sit home on Tuesday, I'm off on Tuesdays, by the way, and write and schedule my appointments, then I have that Tuesday to do that instead of sitting at the desk, and then I got to remember these weeks. So that day off is major for me.
I agree, because even on your day off, even though you do work, what I'm learning, it's at your own pace.
Yes.
It's not at the pace of somebody else's obligation for you.
Absolutely.
It's like, if you want to do work, you can. And if you don't, you ain't got to. And that's your business.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So how has your faith played a role in your healing and or resilience?
How has my faith? That's a good question too. Because I have questioned that in this journey, my faith. And it's really about actually the journey of being an entrepreneur helped me to dig a little bit deeper in okay, what is my purpose? You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to be doing? In times where it really doesn't, you get all these, I call them cliche, and I love God, but you get all these cliche, pray about it, or, don't worry, or give it to the Lord. And my thing was like, okay, I hear you, but I'm still worried. And how do you expect me to get something to somebody that I don't see? You know what I'm saying? And I believe them. I really, really, really do.
You need to catch the crowd.
But I don't think, I have been digging into that thing of help me to know you, God, for myself.
Yeah.
Because, and he knows I don't physically see you, you know, and he made my brain. So I'm sure he knows that the brain he made needs to touch, see, feel. Yes. And so just going through that journey of trying to figure those things out for myself. Instead of, you know, when I say instead of what I was taught, it's just like, yeah, I hear you, but this may have applied to you. Now we talking about me. Right. So how does it apply to me? How can I, you know, what am I supposed to be doing with this?
Like, how can I make God tangible for myself?
Yes. Yes.
I think sometimes people get caught up in just saying stuff just to say it. They don't even believe half of the stuff they be telling you.
I think
but
so,
they
too.
just want to say something.
I think
so it can seem like they saying something. It's like, you don't even believe it.
Yeah. And then I ain't going to hell if I think differently or if I say something differently. Like the Lord know, you know, I got these little mustard seeds. So I do believe that scripture, you know, and that's tangible for me. So when I want to take something before God, I look at my little mustard seed and I'm like, okay, I need this much faith. And if I can just this much, you know how small a mustard seed is?
I haven't seen it.
Well, a mustard seed is very, very, very tiny. So I'm trying to train my brain now because we can say those scriptures, but do we really believe them? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that one about the having faith about the mustard seed and moving the mountains. Like, okay, I ain't literally seen no mountain move, but you know, and I'm trying to get there, but what does that mean? Well, it could be a mount, you know, like just anything that is bigger than you or anything that you feel like you don't have any control over.
That's very true.
And I think sometimes when, you know, when things are being taught, sometimes people just teach them one way or the only way they know how. And I know it may sound crazy, but my brain, when you say move a mountain, you know, my brain may be way somewhere and I'm thinking it's like magic, but it ain't like magic because you ain't gonna move no mountain tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I can't. That's just like me telling this chair, move over there. If it do, both of us gonna run out of here. You know?
You're right about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, I'm learning that it takes the actions of, okay, if I want that chair to move, what can I do to move it? And just getting that, trying to figure out what that download is from the Holy Spirit to, you know, just go forth with the actions and, you know, and just taking it from there.
That makes sense. I like that ideology because sometimes we assume that faith is invisible because that's how it's painted us. But sometimes the chair being moved is us using what God gave us, our hands, to move the chair.
Absolutely.
And not sitting over here looking like, okay, move.
Yeah.
He gives us the ability and the strength to do things, but we just assume that we just tell him. And he's supposed to do it without us putting the work in.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
Clock it.
Is that what that means? Well, how do you do it? I never knew what that meant. Okay. Now when y'all see me. Okay, I ain't gonna run out.
So with that, what do you think? What has God taught you about himself, seeing that you're still learning about him and making him tangible for you? What have you learned about God specifically in this process? It ain't got to be nothing major.
Yeah.
You could just say, well, I'm not telling you what to say. Yeah. But it's like, just to trust more.
So.
Now, I ain't saying that's your answer. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah. God is in me, you know, and I realize that I have to be comfortable with myself and not think everything. Because sometimes he may be like, nah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, But that's how it comes off to me.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be debating whether or not the Lord, you know what I'm saying? But he may say that he sounds like me. And I don't think he would download anything that is harmful, that goes against
his nature.
And we have to figure out what his nature is. That's another thing I'm learning. Like, what is the nature? Because how can I take on something that I don't really even know what that is? And that is not easy. That is a process where you have to unlearn things, learn different things, try things for yourself. And I just wish people were more open to it doesn't work just one way. If that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Even in the, what is it? I'm a little smart, so I took this educational psychology class. And what is it? 7 ways of learning or whatever. So we all have different ways of learning. So how come when it comes to faith or religion or something like this, it's just this one way, and people do things differently. So just,
and it doesn't make them wrong for the way they do it. It just makes it different than how you would have done it.
Exactly. Yes.
Good. Okay. We clocking today.
Is that it?
The 85% coming in.
See, I don't think you would have got all of this if I had been my full, because I'd have been like anxious.
Yeah.
But I'm cool.
So what lies did you have to unlearn to become who you are today?
I'm still unlearning a lot of lies. I am.
It seems like the conclusion to your story is it's an ongoing process. You're still in the transformation and the transition with the lot that's going on.
Yes. I'm in the middle trying to not get stuck. Yeah. So what was the question now?
What lies did you have to unlearn to become who you are today?
First, we have to figure out, I think this, like, what lies was I told? Or what lies did I believe about myself? Or what lies did I tell myself?
That's true.
Because again, you can't, if I don't know it's a lie and I think it's normal, I have no reason to unlearn it or to dig into it or dive. And a lot of things I have told myself because of whatever, is just in me. So finding out what is inside of me that, I need to cleanse myself of so I can walk in purpose and destiny and be comfortable with myself. Yeah, all of this stuff. I used to, of course, I'm tall. And like being tall never really did bother me. However, I was I'm teased about being tall, but like that stuff like that don't bother me. But I think subconsciously, it's kind of like walking into a room, and that may be where some of the anxiety comes from, because I may be one of the first people that you see. Yeah, because I'm like 6 feet tall. So, and then I like some heels. But at 41, I'm walking like Annalise. I've been walking like Annalise in them heels. I like them, but I ain't gonna be able to do them like that no more. And just being okay with the goofy side of me. With the, I'm goofy. Extremely. You know what I'm saying? I play all day long. But that's me. And there's nothing wrong with it. I think those are things that I told myself, because even before we started this podcast, I'm like, girl, those women on there so polished and got everything together. And then, here I am. But I don't, this is me. It is. So just being okay with just being me, loud, goofy, boisterous, play too much, high. Just me,
Right. Loving yourself before needing the validation and acceptance from anybody else.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like, who cares what people think?
No.
Why do we care so much?
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote in my journal today when I was thinking, stop chasing society's standard of success and just trying to figure out what is success to me.
I like it. So how are you learning to stay grounded in who you are and not just what you do?
Your circle definitely makes a difference. Each and every one of my friends, they are supportive, and they know me, so it's okay if I blurt out something that I probably should have waited till we got in the car and said. That little nudge,
right.
Like, fix your face. Or, so that, and then seeking out those affirmations and scriptures that apply to me and figuring out, how they apply to me. And just continuing to involve myself in things, getting out of my comfort zone. I gotta get out of my comfort zone. I really do. This sometimes can be hindering too. So, am I answering the questions, girl? I know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Now we're going to our rapid fire.
Oh gosh.
Portion.
Okay.
Of the interview. Now this is the first thing that crosses your mind. Okay. When I ask.
All right. Be ready. First thing crosses my mind. All right.
So, what's a self-care ritual you swear by?
Getting high.
Okay. What's a lie you no longer believe about success?
Oh, I know this is rapid fire, but that one's done, man. A lie I no longer believe about success. Oh, what's the word for it's just not one way? There's no one. Success doesn't look like
it's
this.
Not linear.
Yes, not linear.
What's a boundary you're currently working on?
Oh gosh, these ain't as rapid as I thought. Okay, boundary I'm currently working on. Sticking to a decision.
Okay, that's good. Your favorite scripture or affirmation right now?
I have the mind of Christ. That's not a scripture, but that's my favorite affirmation.
Okay. One word to describe the season you're in.
One word to describe the season I'm in. Oh, gosh. One word. Okay, Lord, give me a word. Chaotic.
Okay.
Okay.
That was it for the rapid fire.
Okay. That felt like what was it? Family Feud when you had the 20 seconds. So now I know. I wouldn't be a good.
She would not be a good contestant. So don't
ask be a good candidate for that. Because you only get like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, can't do it.
So, what's a final word of encouragement that you would like to leave with our listeners today?
Okay, so final word of encouragement. Continue to be yourself. Continue to explore. Success is not linear. It really does look different. So find out what that is to you and just hang on to it.
Awesome. Now, Isha, I really just appreciate you for showing up as you today. This was amazing.
It was. I had a great time.
Amazing.
I had a really great time.
Now, where can people, because people going to love you after this interview, where can they stay connected with you or learn more about Isha and Pepper Petties and more?
Okay, so boundary time. You can go online, www.pepperpetties, is this, do I have to say this out or can you just put it on the thing?
You can say it. I'm still going to put it on there.
Okay. www.bagaro.com/pampered petties and more. Book online. We have a great team of people here. So that's how you get in touch with us. You can always stop by. Now we gonna be like, who you? But you can be like, oh, I saw it on the podcast. You can stop by.
So now you telling people to stop by. So you want me to put your address in the show notes?
You can. Now that don't mean you gonna get nothing, but that just, you can get a tour. See what you get.
It don't mean you gonna get a service on the day you show up.
Yeah, but it'll be a good way to like feel each other out and see if this is the right fit.
Okay.
We want people to be comfortable, and we want to be comfortable as service providers. I want to be comfortable. So.
Right. And that's her boundary and her business.
That is.
We clocking all week today.
I can't wait. Ty gonna be like, girl, what is this?
Well, anyway, guys, we have reached the end of our interview today. I hope you all had a blast because I know I did. Yeah. So thank you all for listening. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe below. And I will see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.